Hello, everybody, and welcome down the Red Rabbit Hole. I am one of your hosts, author NV Peacock, otherwise known as Nikki. And of course, with me is my co-host, Lisa Shepherd. Lisa, are you here?
Hello, I'm here. I'm
And you,
back down the red rabbit hole and raring to go.
so we've started season 3 now, haven't we, Lisa? And
We
you've been out
have.
with your sack, haven't you?
Of course, I never rest. Well, we had that little rest in between,
We
but
did.
while we were supposedly resting, I decided to run very, very, very far.
Mm.
Just like basically pulled a bit of a Forrest Gump. And one day I just started running and I just kept running and I got all the way to Australia. I can't say that. It doesn't work. So the accent faltered and grabbed another author
Yes, and you've
and
got the
dragged her all the way
lovely
back.
Bella Ellwood-Clayton with us. Bella, hi. Welcome down the Red
Hi,
Rabbit Hole.
thank you so much for having me.
That's okay. It's a pleasure. We are keeping you for a little bit as well, so I hope you don't mind being kidnapped for a while.
Oh, I kind of like the idea.
Well, the writers that we kidnap do get a lot of work done in the week in between the episodes, so it's all good.
Yes,
Something
that's
about
right. No
being in the
distractions.
cold. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a
cold,
spa,
Delicious.
dark.
like a really non-luxurious spa.
That's right. No dishes, no laundry. You can just be contemplative.
Well, talking about dishes and laundry, your book, The Tradwife's Lie,
Yes,
yes, that is out. When is it out?
it is out March 26th.
So not that long, March 26th.
Ooh,
Mm.
that's
So tell
exciting.
us about the book, Bella.
Well, it is a sort of culty whodunit set in that whole Tradwives phenomena.
Okay. And
Mhm.
so, first of all, what's your definition of a tradwife?
Well, I suppose it's anybody that's sort of embracing that 1950s kind of feminine traditional gender roles and activities, baking from scratch, homeschooling, and perhaps kind of rejecting some rejecting traditional or rejecting feminism. Some tradwives, I think, are running away from complexities and dangers of the modern world and seeking security. Found that from my research. And also a sense of looking for, um, financial gains too, because a lot of these trad wives are experimenting with social media. And that is something that I really explored in my book, which was the sort of being an entrepreneur, taking
Mm.
traditional arts that can be looked down on in history and making money from it and embracing, work from the home, while multitasking with children. So there's lots of aspects to it.
Oh, living the dream. If only I could cook. I'd be a great trad wife, but I fail miserably at that first step because I can't cook. And yeah, so don't think I'd want to spend all my time with my children either. I mean, homeschooling, the idea of
Can you
homeschooling fills
imagine?
me with fear. Like the thought.
Oh gosh.
When I get to the school gate in the morning, it's like, see you later. Bye, bye, bye. They're yours now. See you later.
I know my teens have just gone back to school because in Australia it starts in February, and usually if you look at the calendar year, I'm my most psychotic the week before the end of the school holidays. It's hard to do it all.
It is. And that's the image, isn't it, of the trad wife kind of online, that idea of doing it all, that definitely kind of gets sold. That you
Yes.
can do everything. You can do the homeschooling, the home, the baking from scratch. I can't, and
Mhm.
they don't like in all the videos, they kind of have this slight head tilt. Like I'd have to really work on that. So they're always kind of
That's
really
funny.
Is it the
No.
smiling with whatever
the
they're
the
doing. Like
patronizing
this
head
is
tilt of
so,
I know what I'm talking about and you
yeah,
should
this is
listen to
so
me?
Yes.
pleasurable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. But I
Yeah.
think too, it's, maybe in a larger look at what's happening is people aren't really that happy, I think. You know, I don't think young women necessarily feel like working as hard as they can and just those pressures, whether you're a trad wife or not, they're all there. And I think there's quite a bit of discontent. And so there is a sort of flux towards conservatism and tradition, which we haven't seen in quite a while. And it's quite global. So I have a background a long time ago as an academic. I was an anthropologist sort of slash sociologist. Um, and so I think that's partly why I chose this topic to explore, because it's fun, but there's also a lot of depth to it. For instance, one of my main characters in the book, Marnie, without hopefully giving away too many spoilers, she experiences some intense sexual assault in New York where she's working, and she kind of gets seduced by Tradwives online as this nostalgic, safe, when the world
Mm.
was a place that had more protection to it. And I do think there is nostalgia that's just really dripping in these images and what they're playing at and connecting to people's discontent.
I think it's very in at the moment. If you look at social media in terms of, I mean, there's the big thing about the male loneliness epidemic, isn't there? And all these
Yes.
men that are taking to social media saying, I want a trad wife, where's my trad wife? And it's like, and all these women are like, well, where's my trad wife? I want a trad wife, because they're
Exactly.
professionals and
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would love a wife to support them and cook for them and do all the menial tasks around the house and things. But I think
It's a
we've
great deal for men,
yeah,
isn't it? Like, yeah.
but it's no wonder there's a loneliness epidemic because women have cottoned on to this because it's like we didn't just win the fact to get a career. We're still having to do all the household stuff, but have a career at the same time,
Yeah.
and raise the kids and do all the kind of feminine stuff and that's what you end up doing
It's
is
not,
like
it's not,
two jobs.
it's not a loneliness epidemic. It's a laziness epidemic. They've realized they've got to do their own washing. And they're like, whoa, no, 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 no. I'd like a Tradwife, thanks. What do you mean I've got to put my own socks in the machine?
Yeah,
What?
right. No, but
That's what
seriously,
it
like joking aside, we would all love a trad wife at home, would we not? That's exactly right. And
Isn't it
maybe
your mum? Really?
yeah, right.
yeah.
Maybe in the future it'll be,
Isn't
AI trad wives or
Yeah,
robots.
isn't this what AI, that's what I was about to say. Isn't this what
Yeah.
AI should be doing for us? Isn't this what we really want AI to be doing
But
for us?
isn't that
I
a
want
Exactly.
slippery
AI to
slope?
wash the clothes and cook the meals so that I can go off and do creative and
But
fun
that's a
things.
really slippery slope in terms of like letting your kind of, I suppose, your autonomy in the hands of something else.
Ain't no autonomy in doing the washing.
And they can do it. They can take the dirty
I'm happy with
underwear.
that. I think anyone can do the washing. Yeah,
No, I mean,
fine. I don't
there's,
even care if they mix up the whites and the colours. That's fine.
I
Just stick it all in. I don't
mean,
care if
there's
the
like
shirts come out slightly
rumbas and things
grey.
like that
I'm
that'll
down with it.
hoover while you're out and stuff.
Yeah, but
But
there's not someone doing the work. There's not somebody carrying it down, putting it in the machine, taking it out, hanging it
a
out,
trad
folding it
wife
out.
is more
Mm.
than that, isn't? Because you can just hire a
she,
maid.
is she
I
gonna
mean,
expect more from me?
no, but a trad wife is, the support and the how was your day and the kind of
Yeah.
the therapist side of it as well, and the support and the kind of, you know, if someone's not feeling quite well, then they hover around them and they help them and and they bring them chicken soup and no,
Mm.
it's that to me is it's a level of care that like an AI robot couldn't give.
And no sense of that kind of self-care in there as well. Like there is, but there's sort of everyone else comes first, like
Mhm.
feeding into that dynamic. I think you're absolutely right, Bella, that there's some sort of escapism in it. There's
Mm,
escaping to something more simple, something very well boundaried, ruled, and that kind of part that you don't have to think because actually when you think too much about the state of the world and you listen to too much news, which I have done, and sometimes it's
mm.
just even listening to the news on the radio in the day can feel quite overwhelming, can't it? Because there's just so much going on. And this
Absolutely. And
yeah.
in most families too, I think both parties are working. You're navigating complex things about, who is putting away the dishes becomes political when everyone's working and everyone has demands. So, and romanticizing the past where one person always does certain activities and the other person does something else. There is a bit of ease, I suppose, because you don't have to navigate those micro decisions daily. But it's a political minefield.
I think so. Me and Lisa have discussed the Tradwife thing before, haven't we? Because I'm I'm very much of the mindset, for me, I like to look after the people I love. So
Hmm.
cooking a meal for someone I love is how I show my love. That's my love language, is being a trad wife. Whether that's correct or whether that's right, but I suppose it's acts of service, isn't it? It comes under.
Hmm.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
I would want to be there for someone, and make sure that, and again, it's not very politically correct, but that's how I like to show that I care.
Yes, and I think that probably women that are living deep in tradwife culture, that's where they're coming from a lot of the time, is
Mm.
they want to slow down, be away from the buzzings, intense complexities of the city and juggling so many things, and focus on their loved ones,
Mm.
and natural food and planting things. And so you can see the merit in some of this stuff. And I think it is important to recognize how we show love and where we can best show up in our family, whether it's earning big bucks or whether it's being like the nurse within the family. We all have our own strengths.
Yeah. And I was kind of accused, I think, at the time of being sort of like undermining the suffragettes movement.
Mhm. Hmm.
But my kind of point was that the suffragettes did what they did to give me the choice to decide
Yes.
what I want to do with my life, not for me to have a career or force me into having a career that I don't want. I mean, not that I don't want a career. Obviously, I'm doing this and I'm an author and, I have plenty to do. But, to me, it was like they gave me the choice so I could do that or not do that as I wish.
They gave you the choice to publish under your own name and not have to
Yeah.
pretend it was written by a man. They
Right.
opened the fit in, in something for authors, they really opened the
But
field
you say that, Lisa, but
hugely.
I was made to publish under NV Peacock, remember? Which
Oh,
is a genderless name.
oh, okay. I
Okay.
mean, talking about that sort of being, cooking from scratch, the escaping all the processed foods and the harmful things in the environment. I mean, where are we on the slippery slope to the world of Margaret Atwood and The Handmaid's Tale? Because
Right.
there's a bit,
Yeah.
that is, they are tradwives, but with a dark little secret. Because no matter cooking they, how much cooking from scratch they do, or how much they try and escape the modern world, it didn't fix their fertility problems.
But the Handmaid's Tale had different roles. They had Marthas for cooking and cleaning, didn't
Oh
they?
yeah, they didn't even do any of it, did they? But
No,
they were trying to escape back to sort of particularly, the descriptions of the
I think it was
houses and stuff. That it's sort of going back to Edwardian Victorian kind of period, isn't it? With the people
it was
downstairs who do all the cooking and
more the
cleaning.
male dominance in terms of, because like
Mm.
they were named after the man, weren't they? Like
But
Offred
it
was Offred.
but it came from, I think the catalyst was the low birth rate
Yes.
and that being blamed on this kind of sense of modern living. So this sort of opens up an angle for the tradwife thing to come in, doesn't it? If you want to escape modern living, if you
Mm.
blame modern living for kind of what's going wrong in your life, then it leaves you very open and vulnerable to thinking that escaping into this romanticized past will be the answer. And then you go so far down the line that you end up like I've forgotten her name, the main wife in it, but she was a
Serena.
real, yeah. She really
Mm.
promotes, isn't she? She's one of the
Mm.
key figures that promotes the movement, that takes them into where they end up and then regrets it later on. But then there's a whole, I mean, not in the books, but in the TV program, there's like this whole thing where she can't let it go as well. She's so entrenched that even when she's escaped and you think she's seen it from the other side, she then
Yeah,
can't. She's
that was
still,
brilliant. Mm.
yeah. Yeah. And and it I mean it sells on the socials, doesn't it?
And I think too, like with my daughter, for instance, who's 15, her room's plastered with pictures of Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe, and there is a movement of romanticizing the past. And, our daughters, I don't think in first world countries are really seeing the brunt of feminism, the difficulties
Mm.
that women are facing. So for them, it may not look like, they can't feel in a tangible sense the inequality that might be on the global stage more, or they haven't, yet teenagers really been in the workforce and experienced sexism, for instance, or been assaulted or whatever it may be that can make one feel more within sort of feminist thoughts. So it is interesting that the complexities of the world, but also perhaps the lack of having experiences of sexism or um, things like that for young women is making them look back at the 50s and they go, that looks wonderful. It looks relaxing and fun and dance. One of the scenes in my book is at a sock hop, for instance, and another one, a lot of the chapters end up being at this homemaker's fair where someone ends up dead. So
What's a sock hop?
Sock hop.
It's
Well,
a dance, isn't it?
yeah, it's a dance that started to raise money for the war, people coming back from the war, and the teenagers would have to dance in their socks so not to scuff up the community center. But yes, so and there's fun dances to do, the jitterbug and things like that. And I do think people are lacking, community, fun places to do, like these ideas of the country fair, the community dance, things like that. The diner where everyone the waitress knows your name. There's a lot of, and the music, the way even the music makes you feel.
Wow. I really want to know quite how deep your research into Tradwives went.
Well,
Tell us, Bella, how
luckily,
deep did you go?
yes, luckily, one of my good friends, Lauren Griffith, she was at uni at the time. She'd gone back to school after her three kids, was retraining, and she did an essay on Tradwife. So we were already, chatting on Facebook Messenger because I was saying, this is one of the ideas I think I'm going to be, this is a few years ago, I want to write a book about Tradwives. And so we were having discussions about, a ballerina farmer or whatever that I can't recall her name in a minute. What is it? Ballerina Farm.
Oh, I know
Um,
who
Hannah
you
Neal
mean.
Nealman.
I've
Hannah
watched
Neal.
those videos. I've
Yeah.
watched those videos. She'll have the little one all running around the counter while she's making like new. I'm like,
Pancakes.
oh
Yeah.
man, I couldn't even take that to shove some nuggets in the air fryer for 10 minutes.
I hear you. But anyway, my friend Lauren was doing a big essay at the time on Tradwife, so she shared all her research with me, and those are really informing my chapters because I'd kind of looked at it in a caricature kind of way at this Tradwives as cartoons and making sort of silly. I thought it was a bit silly when I first started thinking about it, but then going into the research and seeing how it was in some ways a reaction to Me Too and so many women collectively talking about abuse and violence and wanting, as I was mentioning, security and a safer time, um, and being burnt out and confused and not getting jobs after they're studying and just this environment that's not conducive to being happy. So it was great to get that research, and that was it was really fun having one of the characters is a true crime or a sort of more sorry of a sociology podcaster, often ends up looking at dark stories in small towns. And she was interviewing Elka, who's this German transplant queen bee tradwife in Westbrook, where the story's set outside of New York in the Hudson Valley. So it's fun to have them debating about the ideas about tradwives and kind of, I hope that I've showed respect for the different elements to it. It isn't black and white, and they aren't cartoon characters. They're actually responding to some of the disappointments with feminism and culture. And so it's a sort of a response to that as well.
Wow, I think this has opened up a whole can of worms that
Yes.
our trad wife is going to have to clean up later.
We don't have one. It's
We
not
need one.
me.
It's
Yeah,
back
I'm
to
just
No,
going
that.
to let
it's
those
more likely
worms
me,
burrow
isn't it?
away
It's
into the.
me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
you. Yeah, you
it's
want to be
me.
trad wifey. It's not me.
Oh.
I'm not cleaning up. I'm part of the lazy epidemic.
I'll just make the worms part of the decor
Well, that's it. We don't need to. We live down a rabbit hole.
when I
Like the
never take my
worms, just let them
Halloween
go about their
decorations
business.
down.
They're fine. Yeah. We don't have to clean them up. We just let them go.
Just let them
Just
go. Just
let them live out their days.
accept
They
them.
can
I
they can
should
be
have really showed
detectives.
up to this with like an embroidered pillow, with your podcast name or something like this without a pie or homemade something is really very not Tradwife. And I should be wearing an apron. I kind of got this wrong, I think.
An
To
apron
play
would
it
be
up.
I
funny.
would have loved that. I would have loved
Yeah.
that so much. I would
The
have
frilly
yeah.
ones. Or even better,
Totally.
one of the t-shirts that look like you're wearing an apron, but it's like a sexy kind of.
Oh, yes. I have to get one of those for my
That would
next
be
pod.
hilarious. The kind of things they
That's
sell at the
so good.
seaside. So, viewers and listeners, we have come to the end of this episode. We are keeping Bella for the week, so there will be a second episode, and we're going to talk a little bit more about social media and the Ruby Frankie story as well, aren't we?
Mhm.
We're going to be covering that. And Bella's going to send us some links so you can pre-order her book, so you can delve a little bit deeper into that world. And in the meantime, I'm going to go off and bake some scones.
For next time, you're going to have them ready.
I will.
And I'm
I'll
going to do some cross stitch, or is that what they do? I don't know.
CrossFit? Are you gonna? You're more likely to do
CrossFit?
CrossFit,
Yeah,
I think,
I
than
am
cross
actually.
stitch. Knowing you,
Oh, this is
I'll
for the
have your
next episode,
electrolyte
isn't it? But
smoothie ready
it's the
for you.
extremes, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
extremes. It's that we can't
Mhm.
do anything. We can't be more. We can't kind of live with the uncertainty of something. We have to place ourselves somewhere.
Yes, me and my
Mm.
little apron. Here you go, Lisa. Have your coconut water smoothie right after you jump off your
Thank
cross.
you. What's the protein level?
20
That's
grams.
a cult. That's a cult.
I've
I've
blended a
never
chicken
been.
into it.
I've honestly never been so peer pressured than hitting 40 and being told how much protein I need to have every single day.
How much are we meant to have? I've never.
Oh, a lot. Like you can work it out. Apparently, it's like your weight plus some or something. But it's a lot. Like honestly, if you try and actually do it, it's like. I remember when I really used to. I read somewhere that in the Mediterranean, the reason they live so long is because they have 9 fruit and veg a day, more likely 9 portions of fruit and veg a day, when the whole 5 fruit and veg a day. So I started trying to have 9 portions.
I can't even do 5.
It's really hard. Like, there was nothing else. I wasn't eating anything else. I mean, that's why they live so long. That's all they're just eating fruit and veg. I couldn't fit it all on. If I'm trying to fit that and the protein and the fiber in, I don't
And
know
the
what else.
Tradwife lifestyle. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So there you
Yeah.
go. And a bit of embroidery.
And so,
The day
yeah,
is full. The day is full.
gonna fit in my hours of scrolling.
I'll
into
blend
that.
a whole chicken into your smoothie. How about that? Eh? That'll give you some of your protein. Is
Sounds
it cooked?
awful.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it isn't. You just have to trust me.
Oh gosh, I don't trust you as my Tradwife. I'm sorry. You're a
Oh.
non-trustworthy wife.
Oh, no.
Anyway, guys, please find us at the Red Rabbit Hole. You can follow us at the Red Rabbit Hole Pod, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please give us a like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think. Are you a Tradwife? Tell us about your life. Are you an anti-Tradwife? Tell us about your life.
Would
Tell
you
us
like a
anything you want,
Tradwife?
really. Yeah, would you like a Tradwife?
I'm not selling them or anything.
Tell us all about it. We're not really, are we? Or even, I think it'd be interesting to hear about who people follow and why. And then maybe, there's the appeal of going into that world to escape something, but there's also the escapism that comes from kind of watching that content.
Well, we will delve into that in episode 2. So stay tuned, people.
Right.
Thank you, Bella. We'll keep you here.
See you soon.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.